He's here. Nothing to be afraid of. I knew you would come. Just like you said. I saved this for you. Can I go now? Claire wants to take me. Just shut up.
Now that Chapter 2 has started, we have the Kinesis module right from the get-go, and I find the Kinesis module much more effective than the Stasis module, because I use it more, not only by killing necromorphs with it. Like, a good way is with getting explosive barrels, and they pretty much die instantly. But there are other ways, like for example, if you throw like a box at a necromorph, it won't necessarily kill them, but it'll stun them to the ground and you can just pick them off while they're down. But also in getting objects from far away, which is very useful to do. So instead of actually going towards it, you can just pick it up, and once you get it far away, you can actually just collect it automatically. So yeah, it's very useful.
Isaac, are you there? We were attacked. Kendra's gone. 1 minute she was there, and I can't believe I lost her. We can still do this. Get me the captain's rig codes, and we'll find Nicole. Looks like the crew barricaded the door to the emergency wing. You'll have to blow through it to get to the morgue. Get some thermite from medical storage, and a shock pad from ZeroG therapy. Should be down the corridor. Communication is useless in all this static.
Now we're given an objective for this part of the chapters, to get the thermite or to get the shock pad. And this is one aspect of Dead Space I really enjoyed, in the sense that you can actually choose your path. You can either go to the shock pad, which that's the path we're going to take right now, because it's easier and we won't be fighting as many necromorphs along the way. It's the way I always choose when I play the game. But we'll eventually get the thermite. So yeah, this is something I really enjoyed from Dead Space, in that it's still linear, but at least you are able to choose which way you want to go. And this is going to happen in some other chapters to come. So yeah, this is something I really enjoyed from the game. So on our way to the shock pad, we're introduced to these safe rooms that you need to use a power node to get into. And I always keep a spare power node just in case I encounter these rooms. The other nodes I use it to, upgrade my suit or any of my weapons. In my experiences, it's always spend a power node to get into these rooms, because they're always useful, because you always get supplies for any of your guns, or just supplies in general. Not only that, you get some little tidbits in some of them, like you get this audio log, which is very useful. And pretty much every chapter except the first chapter, the 9th chapter, the 11th chapter, you will always find a safe room. Yeah. So it's always worth it, in my honest opinion.
The worthless and the unbelievers. But I believe. Do you believe, Terrence? Do you?
And before we leave, there's a bit of an Easter egg in here, and it's down below where you see that little writing on the ground, and it's the words, "It's safe." And to answer its question, no, it's never safe on the Ishimura, but it's a nice little nod to the movie Marathon Man, the movie where that crazy Nazi dentist torturing the main character, always saying, "Is it safe?" So it's a nice little Easter egg. And here we're introduced to these segments in this game where you're gonna be running on backup oxygen while you're like outside of the ship, or just parts in the game where there's no air to breathe. And these segments are not that I guess nerve-wracking, mainly because when I play this game, and from experience, I just upgraded my suit so I can actually have more oxygen. And to be honest, it's just worth just upgrading the suit so you can have the maximum of like a minute and 30 seconds. And mainly because it's not really worth spending money to get some of those oxygen tanks, and I just rather just sell them when you get the oxygen tanks. But it's a nice little way to give variety to the gameplay. And here we are introduced to another gameplay mechanic, and it is the ZeroG segments in this game. And these were really cool when I first played this game. They are really neat in the sense that you can pretty much walk on any surface because your boots pretty much just stick to the ground, and it's really cool. And you can just point your gun and you can go to whatever surface. Not every surface, because sometimes you can't. It'll just flash red when you can't go. But this is really cool. However, I did wish that you can just float in ZeroG. However, in the second game, from what I heard, you can actually do that. So that's pretty cool. But this is actually not that bad as well. So yeah, it's really cool. And it's one of the things I like about the game. So now that we got the shock pad, we are going to get the termite. However, entering this area of the game, which when I first played it, you knew that something bad was going to happen, and it sure did. So you're pretty much ambushed by all these necromorphs. And when I first played this game, this part was really intense. But now, since I played it like 16 times upon this playthrough, I already know what to expect. So this is just a cakewalk for me now, knowing that where each necromorph is going to pretty much appear. But sometimes, you know, a necromorph can come out unexpectedly and surprise me, because this game is full of surprises. So recommendation, never ever be near any of the air vents, because a necromorph will just pop out, just like him. So yeah, always be on your toes, always look around, always know your environment, and you'll pretty much be safe. Yep.
Come on! Come on! Let me out!
Now we're introduced to a new enemy type called the Lurkers, which are these baby-looking necromorphs, and they're pretty easy to kill. You know, just avoid its projectiles and shoot off the tentacles that are sprouting from its back, and it will go down in a couple of shots. However, if you're fighting more than one Lurker, then they can easily swarm on you, and you should really be careful of that, because they can easily latch onto you and pretty much kill you in almost one hit. So do be careful. Now this room that I entered, I didn't pay too much attention to it when I first played the game, but after multiple playthroughs I started to realize, wait a minute, this room is used to grow babies, and once they're mature enough, I guess they kill the babies and harvest their limbs, so they can use those limbs to repair anyone who lost a limb here that works on the Ishimura, which that's really messed up when you really think about it. I mean, they're pretty much just killing babies. And it's kind of like that movie, The Island, the one directed by Michael Bay. It's pretty much that same exact idea, but instead applied to babies. So that's pretty disturbing. But I guess it's the future, and I guess it's seen as a normal thing. I mean, from the looks of it, no one seems to mind it. But I guess it just adds to the overall world or universe of Dead Space. A nice bit of background detail to the game itself. Now, come to think of it, I guess it also adds to the overall theme of the game. You know, the whole game is just about severing limbs in order to survive, and I guess they're doing the same thing with these babies. But then again, I'm also killing off babies, but I guess my view of it is that the babies are already necromorphs, so it's okay, but still, yeah, it's pretty disturbing and really unnerving.
Okay, you're through. Should be clear from there to the morgue. Remember, the codes are on the captain's body.
This is Senior Medical Officer Nicole Brennan transmitting ship-wide. We need more help. We don't have the resources to deal with this many cases. Nobody would tell us what's happening. These wounds, we are not equipped to deal with this. Get up to the table. Hold him. Nurse, you hold him down. Every quarter.
That was Nicole, right? I can't tell from here when that log was made. I'm sure she's around here somewhere.
So here we are at the end of this chapter. Just kill off a couple more necromorphs and we're pretty much done. I'm gonna actually just let you enjoy the rest of the footage that I recorded and pretty much end it there. But just to wrap up, a couple of things I need to say. This part of the room actually has a bit of a, I don't know if it's intentional or not, or if it's a glitch, but this piece of flesh will fall from the ceiling, as you can see right there I'm pointing at. It'll fall from there and it'll hit the ground right there, and it's really weird because sometimes it does it and sometimes it does not. I don't know, but it's just kind of weird. One positive thing I'll say, that after this we won't be seeing any more of those tutorials pop up, which they're kind of annoying. I wish all the tutorials were just in the first chapter so we don't have to deal with them anymore in the later chapters, but at least there's that. Not much else to say. I do have more stuff to say, but not for this chapter. And that's pretty much it. Enjoy the rest of the footage, and I'll see you in the next chapter. Bye.
Received, and they look good. Thank God. I'll start accessing the captain's records right now. Head to the tram station, and I'll contact you there. I'm going to find out what the hell happened to this ship.
Isaac! Somehow one of them found a way down to the captain's nest. I managed to contain it in a damaged escape pod. Lifting executive lockdown now. I found the deck logs. Whatever is happening around here, it came from the planet when they cracked it open. It spread to the colony and reached the ship. Isaac, this isn't an infection. It's some form of alien life. Shit, we've got bigger problems. The ship's engines are offline and our orbit is decaying. Get over to the engineering deck ASAP while I stay here and figure out what the problem is.